Victim card.
Where's my victim card? Oh my god. Sorry, Danny, I forgot my victim cards. A massive catastrophic scandal. Shane Dawson has been left almost in hospital. Apparently he nearly had his leg broken, and this is by being thrown out of security somewhere. And of course, I have both official statements as always. This is drama. No punctuation, no capitalization, trauma. Homophobic related. This 8,000 likes on that tweet, 9,000 likes the one before. Shane, this language, oh my god. So he sounds angry. It sounds like everything has kicked off, everything has gone crazy. Get the tea ready, get sat down. I'm gonna actually get some tea ready right now. So today, as you might have guessed, he needs some milk. Now available on iTunes. He needs some milk. I can't believe we actually have a ringtone, that's so weird. So Tomi Lahren did do a Facebook post to respond to this, and it was very forward and in my opinion very aggressive. She basically has her TV show, she's 24, and this is all completely speculation in my opinion. I don't necessarily respect her opinion.
Lahren, one of the biggest new voices in politics. She's a host on The Blaze.
She is just standing for the bigots. Anyway, I haven't researched that much into it. I only went 2 or 3 hours into her life and what she's been doing more recently on TV.
Anyway, Tomi is basically like a super famous actor in a foreign country, except the foreign country is your country. And if you haven't watched one of Tomi's videos yet, you are missing out. And these videos routinely get millions of views.
Anyway, I haven't researched that much into it. I only went 2 or 3 hours into her life and what she's been doing more recently on TV.
God damn! So much passion and energy! This is about a crazy talented person named Tomi Lahren and her amazing ability to take almost any topic and turn it into fire.
Calls people with opposing opinions snowflakes, and anyone that has an opinion that's upset about something is a snowflake. Where's my victim card? Oh my god. Sorry, Danny, I forgot my victim cards. I mean, we have our jokes about victim sock, but most of the time we use the victim sock on ourselves.
Victim card.
Where's my victim card? Oh my god. Sorry, Danny, I forgot my victim cards. I feel like that's something that appeals to stupid people, and I think to dumb yourself down to try and appeal to an audience, no thank you. Anyway, I just sent her a very quick tweet saying she scored herself a Kuckian video.
And the first thing we're going to talk about today was the most requested story. People were spamming me with this since around 11 p.m. last night. And that's the story of who's lying or what the hell is going on with Shane Dawson and Tomi Lahren. Shane Lahren, one of the biggest new voices in politics. She's a host on The Blaze.
Even if he was kissing his boyfriend, why would he be kicked out and so violently kicked out? Why would that be happening? Why would the police be involved?
Shane Dawson's not in it. The two men kissing each other have been identified as Rich Barn and Wolfie Troush, and they were kicked out of the event. So that made the people that were aware of this question, well, okay, then why did Shane separately get kicked out? And this morning I reached out to Tomi Lahren and Shane Dawson. Shane did respond. Shane said that he was aware that the other two had been kicked out of the event, but then at a later time, security walked up to Shane, who was holding his boyfriend's hand, and he says that he was kicked out. He says they were yelling, "Are you kicking us out because we're gay?" He says several security are grabbing and pushing him. When I asked Shane about his alleged injuries, he said he was taken to the hospital. He sent over his medical report to show that he had an ankle injury, that along with a photo of his foot in a brace, adding that he does have a video of what transpired with the security there, but he wants to show it to a lawyer first. And overall, this situation to me seems like people assuming and being confused. Shane Dawson gets kicked out of an event by security. He assumes that it is Tomi Lahren that pulled the trigger on this, but at this time, there's no evidence to support that.
Is Shane kissing a man him not supporting veterans? Because to me, this seems like a bit of a slippery slope argument. I'm not really putting one and one together here.
Hey, why don't you guys say your fucking name? Kicked us out because we're not straight. Because we're not straight. Why don't you say our name? Why don't you say our fucking name? Hey guys, these motherfuckers just kicked us out because we're not straight. They fucking broke my leg. And these fucking assholes are not trying to arrest us. We were on the list!
So big accusations, a lot of emotion there. What was the response? Well, Tomi Lahren responded with a large Facebook post, writing, "Let's talk about this fake news circulating tonight by Shane Dawson. I hosted an event called Remind the Nation at the Sundance Film Festival. The event showcased the amazing work of Zero Film Productions and the Veterans Project, among other veteran organizations. It was a celebration of the service and sacrifice made by our veterans and active duty service members. I was taking photos after the film screening when two gentlemen approached me for a photo. I was happy to do it. I put my arms around them when all of a sudden they jumped in front of me and started kissing. They were not there to support the event. They were there to instigate and make a a spectacle to advance whatever political message they placed above common courtesy for our veteran event. These are the tricks of the left, designed to instigate and make a scene. It's sad they choose to play the game and make a scene when I welcome them to take a photo with me. Security escorted them out because they were causing a scene at our private event. And there's a lot of references to the unloving and intolerant left so desperate for validation. Anyone who knows I'm a social moderate and I've always welcomed the LGBT community to my show. God knows what happened. If you had an ounce of dignity, you wouldn't drum up a fake story for attention. Praying for you. And I'll link to the full post. I cut out parts for time. And this is where everything gets confusing. Shane Dawson deletes the videos of him out in the snow off of Snapchat. He deletes all the tweets involved in this, including one from right before all of this happened. That tweet was to Jen McAllister where he said, "Sorry, I'm V drunk, but my friend played Patty and I'm crying because I'm so proud of her." And then Shane replaced the tweets with, "I'm sorry for deleting all of this. I'm overwhelmed and I need to process this. Love you guys. Please love each other. I want to make videos to make people laugh. I don't want to be a part of this kind of stuff. It just happened. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not trying to be dramatic and I don't use that to get views. I make content I'm proud of and I don't talk about this stuff. Tonight, something intense happened and it opened my eyes to a lot. But I'm not trying to drag or hurt someone else even if I don't agree with them. I never want to be that person. I just want people to like me. This has all just been a lot. Tweeting hate only makes more hate and I'm sorry that I @replied someone when I was upset. That's gross and I hate that. But I'm really sad about what happened and at some point I need to explain everything, but right now I'm overwhelmed. But I'm okay. Thank you guys. Tomi Lahren, you may have had nothing to do with what security did to me tonight and I really don't want to cause a thing. I'm sorry for bringing your name into this. I was just really sad and shocked. I don't want to cause a thing. I hate it. Love and peace." So Shane Dawson acknowledges that he may have jumped the gun in blaming Tomi Lahren, that he was wrong for doing that, but he still blames security. But then as more information comes out, Tomi Lahren's version of events, it's weird. She referenced two men kissing each other in front of her to make a spectacle. But one of the men involved in that posted the picture and Shane Dawson's not in it. Two men kissing each other have been identified as Rich Barn and Wolfie Troush, and they were kicked out of the event. So that
Even if he was kissing his boyfriend, why would he be kicked out and so violently kicked out? Why would that be happening? Why would the police be involved?
Tomi Lahren then in her large Facebook post addresses the two men who were kissing in front of her that were making a scene and security took them out. But then she turns that into the entire left are filled with nothing but liars. And nowhere in her post does she reference Shane Dawson specifically being kicked out, but that's also because she may not have known about it. Potentially the only thing she saw was Tomi Lahren kicked me out of a party because I'm not straight. So she went on the offensive. Shane Dawson has since apologized. And Tomi went to Twitter to continue talking about this, tweeting, "LGBT community claims to be victimized by bullies, so they spread fake news and encourage supporters to bully me. Makes no sense. Sad." Adding, "I had no knowledge of Shane at the event, never asked to be kicked out, never referenced him, didn't know who he was, political witch hunt is what she said."
I'm sorry to mention these people you don't know. They're not in our community. Don't worry about them. Just leave them to it. Honestly, the outside world, I'm so glad that we have our space because outside is like wild. It's a controversy. It's a disaster. It's like a wild rainforest. There's animals everywhere just fighting. I'm so glad that we just have our little space. Now, of course, to me, this is trolling. This is someone that's trying to get their name out there because they've really sort of become irrelevant. She represents the opinions of these bigots, these people that earn so much money. And the thing that kind of invalidates this lady's argument, she says that the taxpayer shouldn't be responsible for trans people therapies and all these sorts of things. The thing that invalidates the argument to me, you don't hear her talking about companies dodging millions and trillions of billions of dollars of IRS tax.
A small but growing group of big corporations are fleeing the country to get out of paying taxes. They're keeping most of their business inside the United States, but they're basically renouncing their citizenship and declaring that they're based someplace else just to avoid paying their fair share. Now, I want to be clear, there's only a few big corporations so far. The vast majority of American businesses pay their taxes right here in the United States. But when some companies cherry-pick their taxes, it damages the country's finances. It adds to the deficit. It makes it harder to invest in the things that will keep America strong. And it sticks you with the tab for what they stash offshore. Right now, a loophole in our tax laws makes this totally legal.
And trillions of billions of dollars of IRS tax.
Now, I want to be clear. There's only a few big corporations so far. Right now, a loophole in our tax laws makes this totally legal.
What do you think? Do you think he's being sincere? You decide.
I felt a bit of an outcast growing up sometimes. I wasn't in sync with who I was meant to be. I was very feminine, very flamboyant. Yeah, I really like them. It's some nice sandals.
Imagine looking in the mirror and seeing someone nothing like the person you know you are. Lou, who was born male, felt like that every day for almost 2 decades.
I think I'd probably take the sleeves off it.
But having taken the decision to live as a woman, when Lou sought help, she was told nothing was available.
They said that I'd end up having to wait about 2.5 years to be seen, and then it'd be another 6 months throughout consultation, so it'd be 3 years waiting for hormones.
Instead, Lou takes unregulated testosterone blockers she buys on the internet. Her mother worries constantly about what that means for her health.
There was not much I could do as a parent, as she's an adult now and has her own choice. But I know the extremes of suffering that she has to go through.
Julie has watched her young son transform into a woman, but the hardest thing has been the failure of a system which has left Lou facing the darkest of thoughts.
To know that my child could take their own life and have to ask on a weekly basis if that's how she's feeling is not nice for me as a parent.
But changing sex isn't cheap. The average cost of gender reassignment is just over £19,000 per patient. That includes all support, not just surgery. The total cost to the NHS in England last year was over 17 million. This year, the budget's been increased to almost 23 million. The chief executive of the trust, which runs the country's biggest gender clinic, told us his waiting list alone has nearly 2,000 patients on it.
Looking at these figures, isn't the NHS discriminating against trans people?
I don't think it's discriminating consciously, but it's absolutely clear to me that we are providing the equal access and equal opportunity. But the capacity inside the services is really under strain. If you want to see more people, you've got to have more staff. And there is a real shortage of people appropriately trained and experienced to do the work.
We've got like a 50s style skirt, you know.
Right now, Lou and others like her find themselves left in limbo, brave enough to change, but helpless to do anything more about it. Rachel Younger, News at 10.
Now, as a result of this year-long study, I'm announcing today that we're ending the ban on transgender Americans in the United States military. Effective immediately, transgender Americans may serve openly, and they can no longer be discharged or otherwise separated from the military just for being transgender. Additionally, I have directed that the gender identity of an otherwise qualified individual will not bar them from military service or from any accession program. In taking these steps, we're eliminating policies that can result in transgender members being treated differently from their peers based solely upon their gender identity rather than upon their ability to serve. And we're confirming that going forward, we will apply the same general principles, standards, and procedures to transgender service members as we do to all service members. What I heard from the transgender service members I met with overwhelmingly was that they don't want special treatment. They want to be held to the same standards and be treated like everybody else.
The Obamacare now approves sexual reassignment surgery for transgenders. Did you hear what I said? I said Obamacare now approves sexual reassignment for transgenders. The ban has been lifted, and you will also go through Medicare, and that means welfare, and they will pay for this.
And that's where I'm going to end the story and pass the question off to you. What are your thoughts about all of this? Do you think it was a case of assumptions versus confusion, and then the fans all fought it out? You think someone's lying here? Who was it? Why'd they do it? I'd love to know your thoughts here in the comments down below.
Over iTunes.
He needs some milk.
I can't believe we actually have a ringtone. That's so weird.